Hey man, welcome to Football at It. It's a new episode in terms of the football and the global football of the world. We are bringing you the videos in terms of how the football is going in the world and as well as locally. When we talk about locally, we are actually talking about South African football or Africa football. When it comes to African football, the most interesting story that comes, it's an Africa Cup of Nations that is coming this year, and the draw of Africa Cup of Nations it's already out and really interesting. So I've looked at on the draw. I've seen the teams that are playing South Africa. We are playing with Egypt. Very tough game. If you think about it, we're playing against Mo Salah, we're playing against Mamouche, and those are the players that we're gonna go against that on the Africa Cup of the Nation this December. So really, interesting game. But again, if you look at South Africa, how South Africa is playing, the last game of South Africa, they actually won 5-0, 5 goals. They actually scored 5 goals. One of the youngest stars there that is really playing very well. It's Relebogile Mofokeng. It's really playing well. He plays for Orlando Pirates, and there's a lot of youngsters that are actually coming up in South African football. If you look at it in terms of clubs like Stellenbosch United, they have for past 2 seasons they have produced very incredible youngsters, especially from the colored areas or from the Indian areas. These are the players that maybe before they were neglected, they were not given a chance because of Ajax Cape Town was the only team that was representing on the colored community. Yeah, as I was saying that Ajax Cape Town, I think that time it was only a club that is actually representing colored community or Indian community from Western Cape, again from even Cape Town, and that was a bigger club because of it had a bigger academy. That a lot of youngsters they were coming from that academy and going to play international clubs. They were playing some. You see this team, most of the players that comes from Ajax, they play on Ajax Stadium, and it was relinked between Ajax Stadium and Ajax Cape Town, so that at least if they groom the players, they can go all the way to Amsterdam. Then after the years, Ajax Cape Town has been relegated from Premier League, PSL, and then goes all the way to the Division Premier League. And then from there, the sponsors from Ajax Amsterdam, they decided to leave. They decided to pull up their sponsors. And then they decided, I think they end up selling the Ajax Cape Town to another club. And now that legacy of colored community and coming up with the stars from that area, it shifted a little bit from northern region or from the Cape Town, for example, right? So, but now after years, they come another team that they bought, Bloemfontein Celtic, which was Cape Town City, named Cape Town City, and this one also contributed in terms of the youngsters that we saw coming from that region. Very talented players, very skillful players, Until recently, Stellenbosch, United has been actually, promoted to the Premier League, and then that's where we saw a lot of young guys coming up from that community or from that region. And Stellas, they're bringing young stars, they're bringing young colored guys, young Indian guys to showcase their talent, which was the opportunity was not there before, or a bigger opportunity was not there. From that, we saw players like Campbell, signing with the Club Brugge. We saw a lot of young stars moving from Stellenbosch going to Sundowns. A lot of movement has been happening for past 2 seasons when it comes to the team that developing a lot of players. So that's when it comes to the local football. And again, I was talking to this because of in Bafana, there's a lot of youngsters that are actually coming up, and it's very good. And I'm really exciting to see that the coach should take all these players that are playing from Stellenbosch, for example, Supersport United, Sundowns, Pirates, and as well as Kaizer Chiefs to be able, to showcase their talent on an African football, on a major African football cup, which is Africa Football Cup of the Nation, that is coming this December. So That's a little bit of stability that we have when it comes to Bafana Bafana. So we know that we have a little bit of more skillful players, and we are going to play against the skillful players as well. Because if we are going to play against Mamouche and Muhammad Salah, it's gonna be a hit. It's gonna be a heated games that are coming. So interesting, very very interesting. We are excited. Look forward for Africa Cup of the Nation and to see how Africa Cup of the Nation is gonna actually bring on. Without going further, please, guys, if you are watching this video and you are Hollywood or you are Betway, this video or this channel needs a sponsor. So please hit me up, send me a DM. There's no much in terms of sports or football shows that are actually happening. If you look at it in England, almost every team they have their own, football channels. Guys are creating the football channels, and they're being sponsored for different type of, organizations or companies, on this. So yeah, Betway, come Hollywood, put through SuperSport Bet, come in. We are here at Football at It. All right, when it comes to international sports, which is English Premier League, it has been very, very crazy. We just witnessed the closing of January transfer window, and we saw a lot of teams that didn't even, buy players. One of the team, it's my team, Arsenal, didn't even, purchase any player. So we're gonna go deep and see what's going on with the Arsenal Football Club, and again talk about different type of other clubs as well. Fixture of the week. There's a couple of games that are actually, playing this week, and this is a super sport bet to those who actually, bet on a super sport bet. Hey man, super sport, I'm giving you free advertising here. Please come through and put some sponsor on this channel. It's a football at it. Has everything in terms of football. We're gonna doing all this show every Saturday so that everyone can be able to actually be up to date when it comes to football. Again, South African Premier League, we are seeing Magesi Football Club playing with the Cape Town City. We talk about Cape Town City. Again, when it comes to Magesi Football Club, Magesi, it's one of the team that was playing in a division, and then it get promoted to Premier League. One of the interesting stuff when it comes to Magesi Football Club is that they collected the players that they were not actually, playing. It's like one of the team called Free Agent. I don't know if you know that team called Free Agent. It's exactly like Magesi. They collect all these players, that didn't have contract or that they fought off all these big clubs, and then they combine them and they form the strength team, which is Magesi. And there's a lot of good players there. There's Chirambadar is there. There's one of the biggest goalkeeper from Zimbabwe is there. That they actually play well. They actually win the cup. This season. Although on the log they are really down. Pretty much they're gonna be relegated as well going back. But at least they won something. They'll be relegated after they won something. Comparing to all these teams that they will stay. Next one, we're seeing Mamelodi Sundowns versus Orlando Pirates. This is the biggest game for South African football today, Saturday, and definitely there's a lot of people there that they're gonna watch. Everyone knows Mamelodi Sundowns plays in Champions League, in Africa Champions League. They know Orlando Pirates, they play also in Champions League. So a very good game to watch. TS Galaxy versus Chippa United, Richards Bay versus Polokwane City, and there's a FA Cup, which is my team has been kicked out from FA Cup, and that's the reason why they took a trip to go to Dubai. They decided just to go to Dubai and relax in Dubai, but they get kicked out with Manchester United. Grole United. Hey, it's a problem. It's a problem. But anyway, there's Leeds playing Millwall. Leeds were almost promoted to English Premier League last season. I think they fall off on the playoffs when they were playing on the playoff. I think what is that team that actually promoted? It was I think it was Leeds, and then it was Leicester City. Yeah, Leicester City get promoted, and then the other one I don't know was Sheffield United or something like that. But yeah, Luton versus Manchester City, Wigan Athletic. This used to be a big team, Wigan Athletics. I remember their home stadium is called the JJB Stadium. When you go at the JJB Stadium, I mean, you won't come out alive. It's a slaughterhouse. Used to be really, really a big club, and they used to play very, very good football. They're playing against, but now they're playing on the division, and they're playing against Fulham. Exeter City with the Nottingham City, Nottingham Forest. This season, Nottingham Forest has been really performing well. It's actually sitting at number 3 on a logo just below Arsenal. I mean, the team that just come from, to the from division a couple of seasons ago. Right now, they're actually sitting at number 3 on a log of English Premier League. That's really, really impressive. They did some good deals as well during the window, during the January transfer window, which is also very, very impressive to boost actually their team. So we see also Preston North versus Wakomba Wanderers. Preston North versus Wakomba Wanderers. Southampton versus Burnley Football Club. Burnley, we know Burnley. It used to be coached by what do you call the former captain of Manchester City, the coach of Bayern Munich, man. I remember, yeah, that coach used to be coached by him. And again, there's one of our players as well, Laila Foster, which is a striker that is playing on the Burnley Football Club. Stoke City versus Cardiff, Coventry versus Ipswich Town. Yeah, another team with Ipswich Town that has just promoted from division to the Premier League. It's playing really, really well, but when it comes to other big guns in the Premier League, they don't have really a chance. Everton and Bournemouth, Birmingham City versus Newcastle United, Brighton versus Chelsea. That is coming again today. Yeah, today. So that's FA Cup that you can check it out and be able maybe to bet even on SuperSport Bet. I mean, you can see the odds here. Maybe one of the day, if SuperSport sponsor me, I'll be able to start telling people what are these odds means and how can you take advantage for you to bet and to make something for yourself. So keep tuning in. We are on a Football At It. Okay, so welcome back. We're here at Football At It. Look, so we're talking about the transfer window, the January transfer window that actually happened. We saw a lot of teams, boosting their squad, but it was a really, really tough transfer window because most of the clubs, they don't want to actually, release their players. They're still in the biggest competitions and they want to, those players to help them. One of the losers on the transfer window is Arsenal Football Club, which is my team. It hasn't actually buy any player or enforcing any player. We the guys that we are talking about that we're looking for a forward, we're looking for a striker, and we linked from almost every player on a January transfer window, but we haven't capitalized. I mean, we have an injury of Bukayo Saka that happened on December. And the clubs knew, Michael Arteta knew, and even the clubs, the owner themselves, they knew that they need to get someone to replace Bukayo Saka. A few weeks there, we had an injury of Gabriel Jesus. And all of these players, they're going to stay for 6 months or 4 months without actually coming back. I mean, Gabriel Jesus is going to come back next season. Bukayo Saka is going to play maybe 2 games of the end of the season. Probably that's where he's going to come back, but there was no enforcement at all. We saw Arsenal get kicked out on Carabao Cup. We were in the semis. We just needed 1 game to win so that we can jump into final, and we play final. We haven't played final for over 3 years now, 4 years now. The last final that we played, it was FA Cup final, the one that we won. So we wanted at least to have the Carabao Cup, but it's gone. FA Cup, we already kicked out by Manchester United. We're still in the league, number 2, but again, 6 points different from Liverpool. They still have a game in hand. It's a really, really tough one. We are, playing that Liverpool, they have to lose games so that, and us, we have to win all games. That's really difficult. We have to win all the games that are remaining for now, especially for the league. And the Liverpool, they have to lose some of the games for us to catching up. So it's a challenge, And for now, Arsenal Football Club has gone to Dubai. We saw last season when they went to Dubai and they come back with a really, really good form. So we're hoping that when they come back, it's gonna be a very fantastic form. But at the same time, the week, the Newcastle game, Martin Ely has just injured around 70 something minutes, and we hear the news that he's gonna miss 7 games. 7 games miss out of Martin Ely. So how many forward players that we remain with? I mean, it's crazy. There's only Kyle Havertz, Trossard, Ethan Mwanwari, and Sterling, which is Sterling. It's an old horse, man. It's tired. Although people they said he hasn't been given a chance, but every time you give a Sterling a chance, I mean he miss man to man, facing the goalkeeper you will miss, So we can't really rely on Sterling, and again we can't really rely on Ethan Mwanwari because he's just a 17 years old. We can't let him play for the whole 90 minutes. He will end up getting injured. He just had a pull he pulled the hamstring a couple of weeks ago. He had 2 weeks out. He just come back. So we are in really, really challenging. We want to see how Michael Arteta is going to come back from the Dubai and come up with a plan from there. Manchester United, Grole United, they have a new coach. Emeron is back, it's there. And again, the relationship with Rashford and the coach hasn't, went well until Rashford decided to leave. There was a lot of clubs that they were linking to Rashford, but he ended up going to Aston Villa. Aston Villa, they took him on a loan, 6 months loan until the end of this season. I think it's better. He's gonna play football than what it was happening on Manchester United, just to put him, on a stand, not even on a bench, on a stand. So I think it's way much more better to go to Aston Villa so that you can actually, play the football, and you are meeting a very, very good coach, international coach, on Unai Emery. Very, very, dope coach that can revive your skill or revive your football, and you start becoming a better footballer again, right? So the last team we were talking is Manchester City. So we said that Manchester City, they are not performing really, really well this time around. And on a general transfer window, what they did, they actually tried to bring some of the players to enforce the club so that the club can actually pick up in terms of the points. They're sitting on a log, I think number 7 or 6, somewhere around there, and to a team that actually won treble, three cups in a one single season, and now they're sitting at number 7. It doesn't make sense. That's why we saw they brought Mamouche, they brought Gomez to enforce that club. We saw Kevin De Bruyne not really playing the way he used to play. Now he's starting from the bench. Since he come from injury, he hasn't been the same. And again, the age also, he's grown now. He's no longer the youngster like before. When it comes to David Silva, same thing. He hasn't been performing really, really great. That's why the coach brought players like Mamouche so that they can help them, to move forward. Liverpool is the one that is always on top of the game. In fact, in terms of this season, Liverpool is on top of the log in English Premier League. They're actually also number 1 when it comes to round 16 of UEFA Champions League. They're number 1 Liverpool, number 2 was Barcelona, number 3 was Arsenal. So Liverpool is doing good. The only crazy stuff about Liverpool is that they have 3 players that they need to renew the contract, from Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk, and as well as Alexander Arnold. So all these guys, they are big guys when it comes to Liverpool Football Club, and all of them, their contract is going to an end at the end of the season. They have 6 months to 1 year on the end of the contract. So that's why they need to renew the contract. Salah is looking for the bigger contract that he can stay there and become the legend of Liverpool Football Club. But at the same time, Saudi Arabia, they are actually looking for Mohamed Salah to play in Saudi. And the biggest reason there is that Mohamed Salah is one of the a big Muslim Arab player, a successful Muslim Arab player at the moment that is playing in a bigger league, which is English Premier League. So obviously, Saudi, they want to enforce their league. They want to show the world that they can welcome everyone. It's not that Saudi Arabia that a lot of people they've been thinking before, that they just bomb or they just do all those crazy stuff. Now they're welcoming the world to come, and even the president of football association in Saudi Arabia, they said they would like to have Mohamed Salah playing in their league. So we'll see how it's gonna roll up. As will Liverpool give Mohamed Salah a new contract, or Saudi Arabia they will take it? When it comes to Alexander Arnold, Real Madrid they're looking for a defender. They already put a bet on Alexander Arnold, and Liverpool denied. So we'll see when it comes to the summer if Real Madrid will come back and to give a bet for Alexander Arnold. Even him himself, Alexander Arnold, he would like to go and play in Real Madrid. I mean, who doesn't want to play on a Real Madrid if you are a player at that level, at that typical level? You need to play on Madrid, or you need to play to these big teams, Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Paris Saint-Germain. All these teams you need to play if you are really, really at that top level. There's already Jude Bellingham from England that is playing there. So I think Alexander Arnold is really, really, really watching to see if he cannot go there. Virgil van Dijk, the third player that needs a contract renewal. I'm not sure that Virgil will want to go and play somewhere else. Maybe we'll just go and play in Italy and retire. But the way we're seeing the body language, the way he responds on the interviews, it looks like Virgil will want to stay on the Liverpool and retire at Liverpool. Maybe become a legend. Have a stage outside the Liverpool, outside the Anfield, outside you never walk alone. So that's when it comes to Liverpool. It is playing well. They're already in final in Carabao Cup. They're number one, top of the log when it comes to English Premier League, top of the log when it comes to Champions League. They're playing FA Cup. So looks like it's a Liverpool year. They have to, throw it themselves, but they got everything right now going very, very well on their side. So yeah, man, that's it when it comes to football at it. And yeah, man, we're calling all the sponsors: Betway, Hollywood, Super Sport Bet. Come on, man, give us something so that we can actually, talk about all these bets and go back and talk about the odds. How can people win, on the bet, or educate people more about the bet in terms of football. So thank you very much for watching the video. Keep subscribing and keep liking the video. Thanks a lot. And my name is Che Yusuf. Thank you.